At Loc-Doc Security, our mission is to help you protect your people and your property. And today we're going to be answering a question: how do I manage my fleet keys? If you've got multiple vehicles and you've got keys floating around, it's a problem that you've probably struggled with. And today Zach is here with me to help answer that very question: how do I manage my fleet keys? Zach, you probably run across people with this problem all the time. I remember for us when we first started, I ran across them the other week that we had a key ring with 4 keys on it, and that was our fleet key management.
That's how you managed it.
It was, everybody had a key for everybody's vehicle. Well, now that's an impossibility. So how would you manage a larger fleet? Even, getting into more than 4 or 5 vehicles, it becomes an issue.
So in that sense, back then, did you put a log of who had the keys, or?
No, they were just kind of floating around, so you didn't quite know exactly who had what.
You just called somebody and said, "Hey, man, do you got my van keys? Because I'm locked out of mine." Or, "Hey, I don't have my keys and I need to use yours." Yeah. So it's kind of very, very hard to keep up with. Ensemble has come up with a really sweet cabinet here that can help you manage those keys. Yep. So you can put codes in it. We could talk more about that and how that process works.
So the big problem, though, is a typical scenario, I would imagine, because this is the way that we got to, is you just had a lot of keys. Maybe you have gotten a actual key box to hang them up in, but then people grab them. You don't know where they are at any given time, and that becomes a big issue. So when you get a new vehicle, you get 2 keys. So our process is 1 key goes to the driver, the other goes into the box.
Yes, and that helps with, even if they lost their original key, you still have a backup key in the cabinet to give that key out, or do what you need to do appropriate with that.
All right, so how does this box work and how does it help with that?
Yeah, so first, when you first get the cabinet, you have to set up your own PIN code and go from there. There's a master PIN code that you would not want to give out to many people, just yourself to know that code. You type in a 4-digit code, 8-digit code. You can put as many digits as you really need to. You press the green check, it opens up, and you have the keys here. So they have, each individual has a slot. This particular unit holds up to 21 different slots. So that doesn't mean you can only hold 21 keys. Some of these key rings have 2 keys on them, so you don't have to have just standard, you can hold more than 1 key, or key fobs.
So what's the difference between the red dots and the green dots?
So the green dots on this particular one is keys that you can actually get. So for myself, when I typed in my code, it will not let me get any of the keys in red. So if I go and I try to click the key in red, it says access to IFOB in position 6 is not authorized. So it will not let me pull that key out. No matter what I do, I can't pull that key out. It'll kind of beep at me and tell me that you can't take the key out. Yep. The green is stuff that I can click. So I click number 5. That means I have this key. Once I have this key, if someone comes up, I close the cabinet back, and it's there. I got the key in my hand. Someone comes up and says, "Hey, I need slot number 5." They're going to type in their code and open the cabinet and say, "Oh, key 5 is gone. It's empty." So who has that key? How do we know who has that key? There's a little button right there that has a question mark on it. I'm sorry, not the question mark. It's the search key, and it says search the slot. So you're going to click the slot, and it says Zach Pfeiffer has the slot key for this one, and then you can tell the time and date stamp. So it was taken on today's date at 12:04. Yep. So we it's done. You know, I have that key, so you can call Zach and get the key.
So you can contact Zach, make sure we know where the key is, and then when you are finished with it and you return it, then it shows that you
same exact thing. I type in my code, I come back, it's going to pop up, it shows the key's missing. I just put it back in, it automatically goes back to green and shows that I put the key back in at a specific time.
So really the big thing is with something like this, if you're managing keys to anything, but fleet keys specifically, because that's where things can get a little out of control as you're starting to add vehicles to your fleet. Maybe you have 5 vehicles, 10 vehicles, 20, 30, 40. Maybe you've got multiples of these boxes in different locations. We have right now 2 of these boxes set up just for our fleet vehicles, vehicle keys and keys to trailers and things like that. And since that has happened, there's such a higher level of clarity. If you need an extra set, if you need to get into a vehicle, you can easily go there. And if the key's not there, you know exactly who to contact about it.
And with these, a lot of companies, they don't give out their keys or take their vans home or stuff like that. So you would come to this box every single day.
Yep.
You would get your key for that day. It's a timestamp, so it's going to tell you when they got there and when they left.
Yep.
So it can tell you. It's almost like a time clock in a sense. That'll tell you when they put their key in, when they took their key out. Kind of tell you that sense.
I know there's a few companies that are service companies that they receive customer vehicles, work on them, and then return them. And while they have those vehicles on site, they tag the keys,
Absolutely.
put them in here, and that way they can keep track of their customers' keys for their customer vehicles. So a lot of flexibility there to manage your fleet.
Yeah. And there's also reporting to this. So you can come in. There's a little USB that you plug into this, and it can pull the report of each time the key was taken out, each time the key was put back in, and the person that took the key out and took the key in. I can't type this right code in. So
there we go. So it's right there in the center. You can just pop in a USB drive and download that export. It gives you kind of a spreadsheet view to see when that happened. So this can be very beneficial for you if you are managing any type of keys, multiples of keys, but especially when it comes down to the fleet or trailer keys or equipment keys, anything like that, gives you the ability to know where they are and know who has them when they are not in the box.
Yes.
And that is something that you don't get from a traditional key box when it's just a kind of a mechanical setup. You take the keys out and they're gone, but nobody knows where they are. So thank you for answering this question. How do I manage my fleet keys? I think it's a very valuable piece of information. If you'd like to understand more about that, there's a full write-up in the link in the description below, or you can click to give us to contact us, and we can work with you on understanding if this is a good solution for you, or maybe you need a larger box to handle more keys. We can definitely work with you on that as well, or you can give us a call and we'll be happy to chat with you about it. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you next time.